So, there were two things I apparently missed. I wouldn't have guessed that for a long time, probably, because I thought I checked both those rooms thoroughly. Apparently, I didn't. I used a walkthrough for this next part. So, going from here. Apparently, I missed a paint can over here. Something. Oh, it's this. Is it that? Is it? It's one of these paint cans. Somewhere around here, there's a paint can lid I can obtain. I'm looking around carefully for a paint can that I can interact with. Here we go. That was a little bit hard to see. I have to live a can I thought might come in handy. What? Did I get another key? Silver key is rather. Did I just get this key? Why would there was just a key sitting there? I didn't see it. It was the lid of a can that I picked up for some reason. Oh, that's amusing. Just because it's very true. I don't even know why I picked it up. They were both right next to each other. I didn't see them. The other thing, which apparently I missed. Apparently there is a room I can obtain from this ladder. Is there though? Oh, okay, there is. I wouldn't have guessed that. There's just an ordinary paint can. Several dusty cans from the platform. Some dusty cans. Now here's the thing which I knew about before. So this one I only knew from a walkthrough. It was a different walkthrough there. I knew that you could use a rag to clean something, because it said that with the rag. A quick cleaning revealed that was a can of oil. There appeared to be a can of oil in the can. Now, I don't know what to do with that can of oil, but my guess would be that I use it here. Good idea, but how was I going to get that oil from the can? Can I use this? That was pointless, no. Light it on fire. No, I didn't think so. Is it the rag? That was pointless? Really? I thought that was a decent idea. I use the newspaper. I need to do that. Oh, jeez. I don't know. Hammer it! Oh, I didn't think so. It's kerosene. Oh, wait. Can I, like, combine these? Or combine something? Maybe I need to actually combine it with the light here. No? Okay, I thought it was a good idea. Okay. Is there something else here? Oh! It's right next to it. It was just an oil can. It didn't need to be oiled. Is there anything else to pick up here? No, there's an area I can't do anything with. I mean, what is this? It was just an oil can. Can I not fill the oil can? Can I not combine these? Does it need to be oiled? Maybe I already have oil. I don't know. No, I'll light myself on oil. No, I have a guess what the oil is for. This is just a guess. So I'm not sure if that's even oil or not. I guess it's an oil can. There's actually two things I can think of for the oil can. It'd be to get rid of the rust on that one door, and it'd be to light up this thing I've been making over here. It says that needs fire, but I can't do it yet. So maybe... let's see if this actually turns out being right. Light the stove first. It doesn't need to be oiled. Really? I thought it did. Maybe I can oil the... Wait. The light thing was rusty, wasn't it? Maybe this is right. This is just another dumb idea. I feel like... No, it might actually be it. To the top. Can I oil this? Oh no. A couple of old rusty lamps during. Okay. I thought it was a decent idea. Back down I go. Okay, so I looked up a walkthrough. Apparently, you need to use the ice pick on the can, which I guess makes sense because then it'll leak oil, and then take the lantern and get oil from that. That was not high on my guessing list, but still, though. Ladder. So apparently what you need to do is take the ice pick, prick the can, and manage to pierce a hole in the can, then take your lantern, and there you go. I poured some oil inside the lamp by tilting the can slightly. There was very little of it, though. Could I light matches to it? That was there was enough light at the moment. So that's for later? I don't know, I think so. I wouldn't have guessed that. What am I supposed to do with this? Can I light this up? Light my fire, cowboy? Oh. Well, that wasn't it. I guess that's for later? Oh dear, this puts me back at square one. So that all helped something, but didn't help me do what I actually wanted to do. So, I'm using the walkthrough a lot for this part. It's all... This was actually obvious. I should have figured it out on my own. But to be fair, I probably wouldn't have figured it out because it was something I overlooked. Two things. Let me do it. The first thing was... Let me go down here first just to demonstrate this. I'm not sure if you actually have to do this first part or not, but it's what the walkthrough said, so I'll trust it. Over here. Apparently, you can use your knife, I guess, here? According to the blueprints, I found a door and a room should be in this spot, which you could use the knife for. I scorched the wallpaper, only revealed a doorway that has been bricked up. I was very curious to learn what was on the other side of that door. I had to figure out some way of getting in. Let me go up, and here's the part which I should have figured out, but I didn't. I figured out so much of it, I feel dumb that I didn't figure this part out. Apparently, I don't need anything to be able to get to the next area. I had the right idea of using the hammer. I just didn't have the right idea of where to use it. There was a large crack in one of the walls in the tower. Apparently, using a hammer on that's a good idea. The wall had a wider crack now. There you go. I wouldn't have figured that out. I should have figured that out, but I didn't. Now let's do it. Do I actually have to go to the other window? Let me try that. Actually, I want to look up. Okay, how do I use the rope now, though? This is the question. A couple of old ropes. I'll figure this one out. I'm sure I can figure out where the rope goes. The rope was hanging from the hole in the wall. Did I go outside? Apparently I don't go outside here, though. Well, let's roll. I mean, maybe was there a window anywhere around these parts? I guess I could climb up if I went to the room below. There's a few places I could think of to maybe access it. First one is here. This doesn't seem to be it. I'm looking for the secret window. Not there. Oh, right, it'd be the other staircase. There. Because the staircase is in the exact same spot that would be. Okay, I know where I need to go, I think. Thought about it for a second, about the layout of the house. The layout of the house would suggest that we want to go this way. Probably be outside one of these windows or something. I either am going outside or I'm going through one of these windows, or I'm going to go through like the window next door or something, dumbly. Strolling right outside, I want to go strolling around the garden. Okay. I mean, I guess maybe it'd be this bedroom. It's the one closest. So maybe I can access the window. Very curious to learn what was on the other side of the door. I'm having a dumb moment. I feel like I can just figure this out. Let's go. Gotta glance around. Let's go upstairs. Yes. Someone's asking if this game is on Steam. Yes, but because of some licensing issues, it's currently not available for purchase. It's a good game, though. It might go on sale again eventually. It was on sale a lot previously, but yeah. Do I not go outside from here? I feel like I could just... I feel stupid that I feel like I want to use the walk through here. Oh, wait, oh, the rope's right there! It was just in the corner that I hardly saw it. I carefully pondered the situation, thought about what I was about to do. Why was I obsessed with that room, or whatever occurred inside this house for that matter? I felt a strong urge to go there, even though I was about to risk my life. I decided that climbing down through the window was the only way to get inside the mysterious room, and I resolved myself to it. Dramatically. Let's climb on down, because we're an idiot. We read horror stories. It's proven that if you like horror stories, you're more prone to do dumb things, put yourself in horrific situations. There's no proof behind that, but I do it sometimes. Okay. Let's climb on to the next one. Open the window, and let's go inside. The music here is pretty epic, I will say. With the last of my strength, I managed to get inside the mysterious room, and mysterious it was indeed. It's got creepy music for certain. The empty cradle inside such a dirty and neglected room made me feel sad. The angel was supposedly guarding the room, but it didn't make me feel any safer. BLNOA. Ben. 097. Ben. I don't know what. Ben 097. Mavrov. Oi. Painting with an animal. Another painting fun. Rockin' horse. The creepy one horse seems to be smiling at me. Let's look around a little bit more. Another creepy picture, because there's just a bunch of creepy pictures around this house. Oh dear. It seems as if someone took extreme measures to forget about the existence of this room for some reason. Mr. Blackwood. Maybe they're trying to forget about their child. I hammer it down. This was pointless. No, I thought it was a decent enough idea. No, I could have hurt myself. So you claim. Let's make sure I don't miss anything here, because I seem to have missed a lot of things in drawers during the course of this game. Oh, here is something. Oh, that's just closing the drawer. I got excited. I thought, oh, I've caught into my own games, but no. So what's in this one? Here's actually something. Birth certificate. Registration in 1961. 9th day of August 1961. This was before the murder. Surname, Blackwood. Day of birth, there. Place of birth, Rodbury. Male. Mother's first name, Catherine. Middle name, Lydia Blackwood. Father's name, James Thomas Blackwood. Informate, Christopher E. Milton. Doctor. What's the name of the child? Oh, it's scrounged out there. Could be Ben. I wonder if this is a member of the family who was still around town and would perhaps be able to shed some light upon the past history of the house. I had to find out a way of getting in touch with him. Well, that's one way to go about it. I have a feeling since this room was sealed off, he didn't have a good relationship with his parents. At the young age of 3 years old, he was already such a badass. Parents didn't want anything more to do with him. Picture. I feel like there has to be more around here. The suspicious part being that there are two things I can investigate here. Mauve. But the thing which interests me more is the part that looks like Ben down here. Ben 097. Or you could read it as, oh, a Ben. 097 for Ben. I don't know if there's anything else I need to do in here. I don't want to leave just in case I'm actually forgetting something and not doing it. Oh, geez, that's a bummer. It didn't scare me. It just, I was like, what the fuck is that? And I was like, oh, okay. Well, off I go. The only thing is, if I ever got something, I have to climb up and down that rope every single time. What do I really gain from that? So a walkthrough told me a little bit more than I wanted to know. But, well, it didn't tell me like any big spoilers or anything. It just basically confirmed what I thought, that the name Ben and that the number 097 were going to be part of a puzzle. They didn't say that that was specifically what it was, but Ben was obviously the name. And I was remembering those numbers because I thought it might be part of a puzzle. So I guess I was on the right track, but I didn't want confirmation on that. But apparently I need to investigate these newspapers, now that I have different data in mind. I looked for any worthwhile news in the editions of May 1963. I checked if there was anything of interest back in August 1961. Let's try that one. The Journal. There we go. Sad news hits our beloved town today following an announcement that was received with rejoicing amongst many that one of the most illustrious members of our community, Mr. James Blackwood, was having a child soon. We have now, after relating macabre turn of events, the son that was being lovingly awaited by the Blackwood family died shortly after the delivery due to a strange ailment. Understandably, the information disclosed about this happening was succinct. It appears that Mrs. Catherine Blackwood was already suffering from pains in her stomach, probably an indication that there was something not healthy about her pregnancy. Dr. Christopher Milton, who attended the birth, assured us that he made every possible effort to ensure a safe delivery, but with bowed head, he said that the boy was already doomed ever since his conception. The cause of death was not been stated, but those few close to the Blackwood family have said there were serious complications during the delivery. Helping to relieve the somber news, Mrs. Blackwood was thankfully found to be out of danger. Her husband did not wish to comment about the event. Torrentable Europe. At a meeting of a successful ruse, Sup J. Keegan, while driving his motor car, was helped up by 8 armed and masked men, the leader of the blank. My huge disappointment quickly gave way to an empty void feeling. Something wasn't right here. I began wondering if James Blackwood was somehow involved with the death of his son. I already looked at May. Yep, so I can look at the dates that I already kind of know. It's there. James, did you kill your son? Maybe. I don't know what to do from here, though. This is the only problem with these type of games. I finished the string of events that I need to do, but apparently the next step here, as I said, with point-and-click adventure games, I'm not very good at them, so I sometimes use a walkthrough if I have no idea what to do, because I don't want to search around the house a bajillion times not knowing exactly what it is that I'm supposed to be looking for. But apparently it's this thing. The thing that will not move. Oh, actually, I just investigate something I didn't investigate before, which I guess is why I didn't actually think I could do it immediately when move. The display case was only perhaps the most impressive item in the room. It wouldn't move. Now do I use the oil can? Didn't need to be oiled. Didn't need to be oiled. No, I couldn't hurt myself. The display was the most impressive thing in the room. I don't quite know what I'm supposed to do here. I sort of hinted to myself that I need to go this way. So I should look around here. So this I need to do something with. What do I need to do with it? No idea. Couldn't move. How about if I oil it? No. Knife. This catches the eye. Display is only perhaps the most important item in the room. Oh, is there a pen? I just noticed that right now. This display case was one of the most impressive in the room. I just saw something. It was firmly stuck in place. Need to be oiled. How about the knife? Here we go. The panel had been concealing a couple of wheels. Now that I use this, yep, I can oil the good old wheels. Get out of the way now. Congratulations! I figured it out. I actually not fully know the answer to that, but I kind of got it from the clue there. Okay. So now, yep, there's the door that we saw in our dream here. There was a dream that we had earlier that showed this. I guess I used my hammer to get rid of these boards. The doors was heavily barred, and its appearance reminded me of something I had read. There's no way I can remove these boards with my bare hands. Take out that hammer. And there we go. That one was obvious. Let's see what's inside. Da-da! Jeez, it's dark in here. The room was too dark to see anything. Guess what I have, though? A lantern. It's like a shrine. The corner was too dark to investigate. There's enough light at the moment. The corner's too dark to investigate. Okay, let's look. An old-looking African mask was positioned in the middle of the storeroom. Its presence made me feel terribly uneasy. Well, who's to say? Now there was enough light, I extinguished the lamp to save the oil. Now can I look at this? I think I can. Dear Christopher, June 24th, 1962. Oh my. Dear Christopher, please excuse the tone of this letter. I know I must sound like a raving madman, but I truly can't find a proper way to put together all the thoughts that have been taking my sleep away these past days. There's a reason behind all these recent adversities, I guess. It's a mask, Christopher. It's that mask I told you about. I wouldn't believe it myself if I hadn't studied its origins on my own, but it's really the source of all my suffering. The tribe it belonged to, I must confess, I didn't take the mask by appropriate means, and I fear this might have unleashed some terrible wrath against my life and everything that surrounds me. It's been over a year since I witnessed the most outrageous acts of violence that not even in my worst nightmares could I have imagined, and the mask was the epic center of it all. What I was thinking of when I took it is beyond me. There was probably a vicious streak of greed, but I can see clearly now it represents evil, and I'm truly convinced this evil can somehow take shape and punish those who have disgraced it. I did, and now I must face the consequences. I will take some more time to investigate this. I might even go back to South Africa to seek help, though something tells me not even returning the mask would do any good. The damage is already done, and I believe it's getting worse as the days go by. Every time I walk past the gallery, I can hear some incessant odd chatter, as if something was being plotted inside. And those voices, Christopher, they seem to be angry. Please help me. Come and see me as soon as you can. James. That's the friend that joined him. Now here's another note that was actually right next to it. July 3rd. My recent researches on the Dalimar have shed some lights on their terrible activities. I understand now that the lack of existing information about them was only a cause of their small size and rarity, but also a reluctance or rather superstitious attitude towards their nature. Even some of the most important historians of South Africa will refuse to mention their name, usually referring to them as the War Tribe. After digging into some of the most obscure books I could find about the subject, I must admit now that reading them made me very nervous and unwary. Bringing back the memory of those horrible acts I witnessed on that day, I can't understand why any human being, civilized or not, uncivilized or not, would behave in such a manner. War among savage tribes is of course very common and a reoccurring theme in history, but the Dalimar, they went even beyond war. Usually a tribe will engage in battle to conquer new territory or perhaps defeat an enemy. They did it for the sole reason of destruction and extreme love for violence. The account of their actions is downright scary. They invaded villages, slaughtering every inhabitant without regard for their sex or age. Men, women, children would inevitably perish by their fury and hate, which is, I think, the most unsettling element of their stories. They didn't use any weapons. They killed villagers with their bare hands and teeth, as if they were drawing power from an unearthly source. I find it hard to believe this, and if I hadn't seen them with my own eyes, I'd say there was some kind of wild legend. Once they'd slaughtered every living thing in the village, they'd burn it to the ground, every single construction or possession of the fallen villagers, proof that they definitely were not interested in conquering or even taking some advantage of the terrain. Their motives were moved solely and purely by an incredible despisal of life and hatred towards anything that wasn't from their village. This is another curious thing. They somehow managed to sustain a constant population level, as if they controlled exactly the amount of people needed for an attack, but at the same time warrant any survival without their few existing resources. I fear this wasn't some kind of wondrous organization system, but rather an elimination process of a useless member or an unnecessary child. I do not think about it, but I'm afraid this would explain why they didn't need to hunt for food. They feasted upon themselves. Now I know what the mask I took stands for, and I shiver at the thought of it. I must confess I'm worried. I don't know why, but I fear for my life. Moving from there, is there anything I can actually obtain from here besides this? I mean, there's a lot of information, don't get me wrong. Maybe it's enough for me to finally go the fuck to bed. I'm like, well, that's enough for me tonight. Off to sleep. Leave now. Let me enter right on by. Can I move this back into place? No, we're just gonna leave it open now. I guess that makes enough sense. That would explain the mask that's been missing. Maybe the phone's working now. That's my first thought. This is another case where I finished another line, and I did it. That was interesting, don't get me wrong, but I don't know where to go from this point. The line's still down. Oh no, it's working again. Jerry!
Yes?
Jerry, it's me. You won't believe what I found here.
Try me.
It's about the happenings that led to the murder you told me about. There's an impressive backstory surrounding this place and many loose ends. It would seem nobody ever stumbled upon this.
Shouldn't you be working on your book?
Are you listening to me? James Blackwood was into some very weird stuff and possibly dangerous. Something tells me this case is much more complex than it was thought to be.
Why don't you inform the authorities? I'm sure they'll be dying to read reopen a long-forgotten case about some crazy old psycho killing his wife.
No way. And miss all the fun? I'm doing this on my own. I wonder if those noises I heard have anything to do with this. Maybe James Blackwood was trying to hide something.
Like in that book, where an old man was guarding the entrance to hell. I bet this James Blackwood person had a doorway like that in his basement. Those dreadful noises must be the sounds of the damned coming for you.
Why, thanks, mate. That's been very helpful. Great to have friends like you.
Then stop talking about all this nonsense. Do you have any idea how crazy it sounds? You're a writer, not some fancy PI.
I'll get to the bottom of this. I know I will. I'm certain there's much more to James Blackwood than a simple act of murder.
Now you're sounding more morbid than usual. Simple act of murder? Oh, goody. Just somebody died. Nothing to worry about. This isn't like you, Michael. This whole thing is really affecting you.
Stop being a drama queen. I'm a grown-up and I'm pretty aware of what I'm doing.
Fine. Go chase around the ghosts of James Blackwood. I'll stay here in the real world.
I'll let you know about my progress.
I'm gonna try and call multiple times to people just to make sure there's like nothing I'm missing for their conversations. That makes sense. All to the basement. From here to the next. So I guess it's time to check out more of the basement now. Hopefully I'm okay with it. To the dark, dim basement of mine. It's been a while since I've been here anyways. Now there's just no music in here. It was creepy music before. Light switches still don't work at all. There are two things I know I can interact with. My first idea is this lever, which says that I cannot move with my bare hands. Maybe I can oil it. Need to be oiled. Whatever the fuck that can's for, I don't know what that's for. Can I beat it off with a hammer? No, I didn't have enough surface. It was a nice idea, but I didn't have enough surface to hit. Oh. That means that actually might be on the right. Can I use this? What if I combine this with the oil? I don't know, put it somewhere there. I'm actually gonna do two things. I'm gonna first save my game. Save my game right there. And the furnace. No, didn't think so. I guess there's nothing down there. I've literally, I mean, maybe before I'd gone, someone had suggested I try using a towel here. It was clean enough. Okay, I guess not. Well, there's only two things I can think of to do. First one is call Jerry and tell him I went to the goddamn basement and nothing. The damned are crawling out for me, apparently. Let's go and open this up. So many twists and turns. So, idea number one. It'll be behind this door. People are currently talking about Let's Players. Different people have different tastes and all that. I mean, obviously I'm a Let's Player, and people will feel about me as they will. Let me see if I can call good old Jerry. Let's see what there is. As a personal opinion on my own Let's Plays, I just like to play games through to completion and just mostly experience them blindly, except I want to replay something. Jerry! No. So that was my first idea. If calling Jerry isn't the answer, then I have a second idea based off what Jerry said earlier. If it's not the basement, unless of course I missed something in the basement, the other thing that Jerry told me to do was write my fucking book. So you know what? I'm gonna go write on my fucking book, maybe. Unless Grizzly says I still want to explore the house still. That's why would he not do that? That's right. Oh, we actually will write right now. Fancy. I wrote a book. Can I read it? Suddenly, she stopped and stood there, paralyzed, hesitant to give any credit to what her eyes were seeing, and completely unaware of the potentially dangerous situation. Surprisingly, there wasn't anything unusual or strange about the event, while Kathy was hastily crossing the living room towards the huge oak door, her fancy black dress fluttering at every footstep. As the girl reached to the doorknob, she turned to look back at Marion and urged her with a whisper to hurry up. Marion wasn't seeing Kathy. Her memories haunted her back in displaced reality, giving room to the nightmarish vision she had spent months trying to forget, ever since her first visit to the old house. Oh my. In her dreams, she saw a little girl also wearing a black dress emerging from a passageway hidden in the room. She never actually managed to glimpse where the passage was, only saw the girl running towards her, her small face contorted in her horrible grimace. Marion quickly realized it was a twisted version of the Kathy. She would... I lost my place there. A twisted version of the Kathy she would knew later. As if her figure was then disordered by a veil of her smoke, her exact movements through the room, reaching for the knob, facing her back. Those were too many coincidences to ignore. It wasn't a nightmare that she experienced that day, nor a ghost, something she refused to believe in, but was now willing to blindly embrace as the truth given the shocking vividness of the vision. A ghost would come from the past. What she seen came from the... Her thoughts were interrupted as a figure behind her cast a shadow across the doorstep. "You filthy liar! You have betrayed me!" roared a deep voice. My oh my. Put that away. The discoveries I had made in the house were too exciting to stop now. I thought that maybe I could investigate further today and return to the work tomorrow. Let's read the page I last made. Any electricity? Sneeze. Oh, I laid down. Oh, we actually have the bed now. Well, that's nice, I think. Something didn't feel right. Last time something didn't feel right, we went to the gallery, the African gallery room. So, is this that? There's no scratching sounds. So I think so. Or I guess we could walk right by it. We go inside here. Last time there was a hammer in front of here, so the first thing is something in here? Oh, the mask is gone. I thought it might be outside the window. Well, let's turn around. I guess I have to find the mask. Oh, okay. I see. Funny. I'm guessing that was a dream though, like the first one.